Between 1942 and 1943, an airfield was built 2 miles southeast of Attleborough and the Thetford to Norwich Road by Taylor Woodrow Limited for the US 8th Air Force. It was named Old Buckenham and given the designation of USAAF Station 144. 3 concrete tarmac and wood chip runways were laid, the main at 2,000 by 50 yards, with subsidiaries 1,400 by 50 yards. Mark II lighting was installed on the main runway only. Off the concrete perimeter track were 50 loop-type hardstandings in accordance with USAAF standard requirements. 2 T2 hangars were constructed, the first fronting the technical site to the west of the airfield, the second to the east of the airfield. Beyond the technical site and further west were the admin buildings and the sick quarters. Temporary accommodation in Nissen huts was dispersed in the farmland to the west of the airfield and allowed for a maximum of 421 USAAF officers and 2,473 other ranks. The bomb store was on the northern side of the airfield near Bunns bank earthwork, and the ammunition store was next to it. The fuel store lay to the east of the airfield. It was provided with a watch office for all commands type 12779/41, but with medium windows to plan 34343, which was sited in front of the technical section and adjacent to one subsidiary runway. Old Buckenham Airfield was assigned the Pundit Code of OE. It opened on the 23rd of December 1943 when the 453rd Bombardment Group arrived from Marchfield, California, under the command of Colonel Joseph A. Miller. The group comprised the 732nd, 733rd, 734th and 735th B-24 Liberator Squadrons. On the 8th of January they were assigned to the 2nd Combat Bombardment Wing, but did not immediately commence operations. The group flew its first mission on the 5th of February when they bombed the airfield at Tours. From then on, typical targets for the group included the fuel depot at Dulman, marshalling yards at Paderborn, aircraft assembly plants at Gotha, railway centres at Ham, the ordnance depot at Glinde, oil refineries at Gelsenkirchen, chemical works at Leverkusen, the airfield at Neumünster, the canal at Minden, and a railway viaduct at Altenbecken. The 453rd took part in big week operations between the 20th and 25th of February, with a concentrated attack against the German aircraft industry, and in addition carried out strategic operations, support to ground forces, and interdictory missions. On the 30th of March 1944, James Stewart, the Hollywood actor, became the Group Operations Officer of the 453rd Bombardment Group, having transferred in from the 445th Bomb Group at Tibenham, after flying 12 combat missions there. The actor Walter Matthau was also assigned to the 453rd Bombardment Group at RAF Old Buckenham as a B-24 Liberator radioman gunner. He reached the rank of Staff Sergeant. Colonel Joseph A. Miller was declared missing in action on the 18th of March, and the following day Colonel Ramsey D. Potts Jr. became the CO of the bomb group. The 453rd bombed V-weapon sites, airfields and gun batteries in France prior to the invasion of Normandy in June, and on D-Day itself they bombed shore installations between Le Havre and Cherbourg and other enemy positions further inland. In July, the 453rd bombed enemy troops in support of the Allied breakthrough at Saint-Lô, under the leadership of Colonel Lawrence M. Thomas, who had become the CO of the group on the 7th. The 453rd ferried cargo on 2 occasions and carried petrol, blankets and rations to France in September. During the Battle of the Bulge, in the period between December and January, the 453rd bombed German communications. At the end of this period, on the 25th of January, Lieutenant Colonel Edward F. Hubbard took over as the CO of the group. In March, the 453rd dropped ammunition, food and medical supplies near Wessel during the airborne assault across the Rhine. And it flew its last combat mission on the 12th of April to the railway junction at Amberg, and then was removed from operations to prepare for return to the USA and possible redeployment to the Far East with B-29 Superfortresses. On the 9th of May, the aircraft were flown to depots in the UK, and the 453rd personnel left Old Buckenham for the port of embarkation. RAF Old Buckenham was then transferred to the RAF. The 453rd had flown 259 missions, a total of 6,664 sorties, and had dropped 15,805 tons of bombs. They lost 58 aircraft in action and had 366 aircrew killed. They claimed 42 enemy aircraft destroyed, 12 probables, and 19 damaged. After the USAAF departed, the airfield was little used apart from number 94 maintenance unit from the 27th of January 1948 to the 1st of September 1956, and then by number 53 maintenance unit from the 1st of September 1956 to the 1st of February 1958. On the 20th of June 1960, RAF Old Buckenham was closed. Today the airfield has largely been converted back to agriculture, with much of the concrete ripped up and used for aggregate. Several original buildings and concrete pads remain at the site, the majority of which form part of Old Buckenham Airport, which is an active 126-acre airfield site with one hard runway and 2 grass strips. The control tower was demolished in the 1970s. In May 1983, the 453rd Bomb Group dedicated an extension to the village hall at Old Buckenham as a memorial to the members of the group who lost their lives serving in the UK. A large black granite memorial to the 366 USAAF servicemen is at the centre of the modern-day airfield. It is in the form of a tailplane from a consolidated B-24 Liberator. In October 2012, the stone was moved from its previous location into a specially created memorial garden. There is now a museum on the airfield to the 453rd Bomb Group.